I'm Amy, and I am joined by Brad.
I am also here, and boy, am I excited.
Yeah, are you excited because it's Friday the 13th?
Well, yeah, that's exciting and terrifying, but yes,
Yeah.
still exciting.
It's a lucky day.
My heart's racing, that's for sure.
Yeah? Oh, we'll have to make sure that you're okay later.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
So we do have a super scary show today. First up, Amy and Paul, not me, different Amy, with the comic book news they covered this week on Comics Haul. And then we will be joined by Michelle, resident horror expert, to help us take a look at some pieces from our favorite horror films. Before we get started, be sure to enter the March newsletter giveaway for a chance to win this guy right here, the Magneto exclusive 6-scale figure by Sideshow.
Neato Magneto. I've been waiting to say that.
That was great.
Yeah?
I love that.
I thought of it on the car on the way here today,
Oh, wow.
and I think it went pretty well.
It did.
Neato Magneto.
That was good. All right, so head to side.show/winmagneto to enter for your chance to win. All right, and first up, Amy and Paul with Comics Haul.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comics Haul.
What's
I'm
up?
Amy.
I'm Paul.
And this is the Comics Haul.
Comics Haul, as it says it in the name. That's us.
That's the rhyme.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a lot of really cool comic
Yeah.
book news for you guys and new comic book releases for the week of March 11th. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the news because we do have a lot to cover. A lot has changed in 7 sun cycles.
Oh, nice.
Top of our list, Emerald City Comic Con has officially been postponed by Reed Pop, and it has moved to the summer of 2020. Right. Attendees are currently being offered refunds for their tickets, and I would assume as well the exhibitors are being offered refunds for their booths, and more ticketing information will follow once the show has secured an official new date with the city of Seattle.
Mm-hmm. And also from DC, we finally have a release date from Batman 3 Jokers by Jeff Johns and Jason Fabic. It is being teased. That date is June 17th at all your local comic book stores. It is being teased in a recent interview by Jeff Johns as a slight offshoot sequel to The Killing Joke, hence the shirt today. I felt it was appropriate. Yeah,
Very
so we'll see how that
thematic.
ties in. Yeah.
Yeah. Tie into The Killing Joke. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Marvel has released their final trailer for the Black Widow movie, premiering in theaters on May 1st, and this trailer shows even more of the villain Taskmaster. A lot of people have been dissecting the scenes to get better looks at the character's costume, also noting special scenes where you can see that Taskmaster has clearly, as his signature power implies, copied the moves of Avengers that have been seen in previous films. A poster was released alongside the trailer that highlights all the characters, including more Black Widow operatives who we don't know yet. And there is a freeze frame moment in the trailer where it implies that Yelena is having her face surgically taken off, which is an allusion to a famous storyline in which Natasha and Yelena had their faces swapped to complete an infiltration mission. So whether that ties into if we're going to be seeing Black Widow in the future of the MCU or not, we have yet to see that, but all our questions will hopefully be answered when the film opens in May.
Fingers crossed.
For face swap.
For face swap, yes. Amazon Prime has debuted the first look at actress Aya Cash as Stormfront in season 2 of The Boys. Stormfront is a bit of a mix of Thor and Shazam, and is a man in the comics version, and it has been gender swapped there, I believe is the right word to use there, and it was changed specifically for the Amazon Prime television series. Cash describes the character as a nuclear bomb that goes off in the Seven being the Justice League of the boys, and but maybe a nuclear bomb isn't the right word. She says we're in Chernobyl, so there you go. It's a Chernobyl thing. Yeah,
that's not reassuring for a show that's already full of blood and guts and explosions. The fact that they're introducing a character who also in the comics is famously known as a chauvinist and
very tempered.
Very tempered.
Does not work well with others.
Can't wait to see that explosion go off in the Seven. In world news, London's Leicester Square has erected bronze statues of Batman and Wonder Woman, complete with lighting features of the bat signal and the lasso of truth that light up in the evenings, in honor of the location's 350th anniversary. And as you may or may not know, Leicester Square is synonymous with the film industry in the UK, and these statues are currently scheduled to remain in place through June, but some fans are hoping that they become permanent fixtures of the area. They're actually actually really cool if you get a chance to look it up online. The bat signal goes up in the evening behind Bruce,
It's really
and
cool.
then the lasso does illuminate on Wonder Woman when they turn the lights on.
It's great. Writer Steve Orlando, who was exclusively just for DC, he just wrote for DC, has announced that he will be changing teams.
Ooh.
Taking his jersey off and putting on, he's going to be over at Marvel. He's going to be doing Darkhold Alpha #1, which is a story about Scarlet Witch needing to protect the universe from the elder god Shithan.
I think it's Cthon.
Is it
or like,
Cthon?
Kind of like a Cthulhu. Cthon.
This is the Marvel side of the table.
It's one of
over
those
here.
words that you only ever see written, so you don't really know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll do an interview. And
Well, then we've officially given the pronunciation for it. It's
Cthon.
Cthon. And after Doctor Doom gets his hands on the Darkhold Grimoire, it's the most dangerous Marvel book in the Marvel universe.
Yes, it's like a book of the damned, and he unleashes the dark side of numerous superheroes. This book, actually, I didn't know about until this announcement was made, but it did premiere in, I think, the 70s. So the Darkhold, and it also made a live-action debut on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's
Interesting. The Grimoire itself?
Yeah. So that's pretty
catch
cool.
up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've not caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then also Bloodshot opens in theaters this Friday, March 13th. It's based on Valiant's premier superhero. This film is from Sony Pictures, stars Vin Diesel in the title role, and it's about a nanite soldier. It's about a soldier who his blood was infused with nanites. I like to, I've read a little bit of this. Valiant has this great shared universe of superheroes that they use sparingly. They use them in different titles. Bloodshot was created by Kevin Van Hook, Don Perlin, and Bob Layton during a wave of popularity for Valiant Comics. That was in like 1992 is when that did premiere. We actually saw him for the first time in the very last page of Eternal Warrior #4. That was in November of 1992, and then made his first full appearance in Ray Zero. But yeah, I mean, he's a really interesting superhero. I think going in, you really can kind of, you don't really need to know much about Bloodshot, I think, going in, other than if you're a big fan of like Captain America, Wolverine, those types of stories where someone doesn't necessarily remember their past.
Yeah, he's an amnesiac super soldier who may or may not be being manipulated by the organization that created him.
Yes.
Because all those shady government organizations in comic books are always so on the level. So that'll be a really fun action movie. In theaters on Friday, March 13th, and it could launch a Valiant shared universe. I would love to see Faith on the big screen, and you were talking about Ivan Time Walker and
Ivan
Exo
Time
Manowar.
Walker, Exo Manowar. These are just characters that are in this world. They all exist, but Valiant again uses them sparingly. They don't there's no like a big Avengers type things. Which there was a Valiant. It was just called The Valiant, and I believe that was their like Avengers type story, but they use it very sparingly.
Yeah, I think we're a ways off from that, but that's really cool to see
a
another major superhero property enter the silver screen. So that's all the news we have for you guys this week. I'm Amy.
I'm Paul.
And this was the Comics Hall.
Enjoy the rest of your show, guys.
Bye.
Welcome back. Brad and I are joined by Michelle, customer service rep and resident horror aficionado.
Hello.
Welcome, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is such a special occasion because it is Friday the 13th. Jason is not here because, of course, it's a special day, but we are hanging out with all of these guys and we're going to be chatting about them, geeking out. I am so excited. I know that some people would be terrified to be among these celebrities right here, but I think you're great company. You are?
That's why I'm seated the furthest away
what I think.
from Michael Myers over there.
Well,
I'll protect you.
Yeah, we got you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
It's gonna be fine.
I got you.
It's a very sharp blade, but I appreciate that.
It's over quickly though.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. I love it.
They're all terrified.
So let's first start out with Michael Myers. So this is a statue by PCS. This includes 2 portraits, one with mixed media hair, one with sculpted hair. I have to say that he looks amazing. I love the size of him. I mean, he's pretty massive and intimidating, and I love that this base is basically where you would see him in action.
Yeah,
Isn't that great?
It's a movie. He's in the movie right now.
Are you okay?
I'm not okay. It's my favorite horror movie ever,
cool.
the original Halloween. And I think the just consistent, unrelenting death that he represents, you can't look at that and feel okay.
Oh, I do. I feel great.
You look at that face and you go, I feel good.
Yeah, don't you?
Absolutely. You know, there's when the eyes are that blank, you know, you can't get that upset by it.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
But he's death incarnate. That's what I love about him, but also it's unsettling to me. I might be the only one.
It's okay. I don't think you're alone. That's why we are here protecting you.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, I think that if you want something that, you know, says a lot and is a statement piece, you definitely will want to have him. But now let's move on to a lovely lady right over here. This is the Nun Statue by Sideshow Collectibles. So the exclusive edition includes 2 portraits. This one and the enraged face, which is the face of Valak.
Yes,
Right?
it's her face is basically her mouth is foaming with blood, and it's a really nice normal day for her. It's a really nice swap out, but what you really want to focus on here is just how incredibly striking and terrifying her face is, not enraged.
Like this.
So you could I usually display her like this because it has just a kind of classic horror ghostly look to her.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I love that the detail of her passing by this candle and then it extinguishes because her evil snuffs out any light that passes. Only darkness in the world of the nun. So that's what I think that represents to me.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's really
thank
deep
you.
and true, though.
Yeah.
And I do like that. Yeah, like we get to see her face like this because the enraged face in the films, there's just like a quick second and you're like, ah! And then you just get back on track, which is her normal face right there.
If it was up like that all the time with the blood in the mouth, you would just be screaming all day long. You would never stop screaming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a movie you watch through your fingers.
Yeah? Yeah, really?
Well, if the enraged face was the face of the movie,
True.
heck yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have to say that while watching The Nun, I was like, this is pretty terrifying. But I love it. This is great. This is great. Okay, so let's move over to Reagan over here. So this is the Mega Exorcist with Sound collectible figure by Mezco Toys. So she does say 6 iconic phrases and features 11 points of articulation. So we have to listen to her talk.
Do it.
What's she gonna
Okay,
say?
so you're gonna just press in the back. It's like in her spine, her lumbar spine.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is an excellent day for an exorcism.
Well,
I agree,
lovely.
Reagan.
Let's hear 2 more.
It burns.
It burns.
Oh, it burns.
I thought you were done. I'm sorry. I interrupted
She will
her.
keep going.
It's still
no.
burning. Still burning. her
And
skin.
one more. We'll just give you one more.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
It needs to be said over and
I
over again.
agree. I like that she spices it up and then like she gives you some kind of like familiarity with them.
She's old school.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it depends on who touches it. So she's like, girl, calm down.
I
Stop
already
touching
told
it."
you what I
You
gotta
have
tell
your
you.
turn. Get outta here.
Exactly. I have to say that The Exorcist was definitely one of the first horror films I saw growing up, which you're like, what? Why? But I most recently saw it at a drive-in movie theater, which I'd never been to. What an experience.
It's a good drive-in movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a really good drive-in movie.
So terrifying, but I also have to say, because I'd seen it before, I was like, oh, it's gonna get loud right now. So we all had headphones on, and I was like, ah! But it's great. I think this is one of those that is pretty intense, and Reagan's character, I mean, Linda Blair did amazing.
It is one of those
Yeah.
movies that would lend itself to a 4D movie experience,
Ew!
similar to the Muppets 4D, where we got stuff coming out of the
Gross,
seats
no!
in front of you, the smells. I think that would Exorcist 4D. I'm going to pitch that right now.
Get that pea soup.
Would you-
scent
would you
that
like
comes
that,
out.
Michelle? Yeah,
I
would
would.
you like
Are you
that?
kidding me? That would be like Christmas morning movie.
Yeah, put a poncho on.
Oh, I like
Like a
that.
Gallagher show.
Like red ponchos, so it's like, ooh, it's all, ooh, or yellow. Tie it in.
There we go.
With it,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
geez.
You could have a double feature.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, this is a great idea.
Bathed in fake blood.
This is great.
I
I
want to
really
mop
love
that
this.
floor afterwards, that's for sure.
Yeah, I have to say, I really love that she speaks. I love that she can move so well. She's like a doll,
She is a
but
doll.
like really, really scary.
This is the most frightening doll easily I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I feel also because she is pretty small. Like you don't underestimate her and her creepiness. And I have to say the same thing about this little lovely little piece right here. This is Pennywise with broken arm. This is the Cause Baby by Hot Toys from It Chapter 2. You guys, I have some mad love for Pennywise. I am not scared by clowns. I guess I missed that, like, growing up. But Pennywise is just so great. Like, he's so terrifying and creepy, and he's a clown. What are your thoughts on Pennywise?
I am a huge fan of either version of Pennywise you can give me.
Yeah.
Tim Curry, no one does it like Tim Curry, but this is a different variation. It's a little more of a antiquated look, which makes it incredibly scary and gives it a little bit more life.
Yeah.
I love both versions. I just watched the 1990 Tommy Lee Wallace version a couple nights ago, and it's fresh with me.
Yes.
What's the scene that sticks with you the most from that original movie?
Oh, it would have to be when Ben sees the ghost of his dad waving at him in the Barrens. It's terrifying, but it's also heartbreaking, and that is what Stephen King wants to do. He wants to break your heart. He wants to scare you. Doesn't matter if you're a kid. Kids are not safe.
No.
Yeah.
Which is, equally, that notion of that is terrifying, and he nails it for sure.
Yeah.
Kid, nobody's safe, as you can see. When Pennywise gets hungry, you're gonna get chomped.
He's gonna eat.
You're gonna get chomped.
I have to say, too, that, just because you watch them when you're older, like, they're still just as scary. I feel like kids, teenagers, adults, older people, anyone can be scared by Pennywise, which is also what I really love. I don't know what that makes me. That's terrifying, right? That's really weird. But yeah,
Maybe you're terrifying at your core.
I'm not gonna say I'm not.
It's fun to be scared. That's what keeps us young.
Exactly. And you don't have to wait until Halloween to feel in this whole, like, horror kind of mood, You can have these guys displayed all over your house, or just celebrate March 13th on Friday the 13th, like today. Yes.
Perfect.
So to see these and all of our other horror collectibles, head to side.show/horror collectibles. Guys, it's been an amazing show. Thank you so much for being here.
TGIF. TGIF.
Jason, I hope you've been having a day.
It is your day.
That. You guys have been an amazing audience. Thank you again for joining us here today. Make sure you head to side.show/LYGSS and join the Facebook group. Not only is it a great community, but they also have their very own studio and go live every day. And sometimes you can win stuff like print proofs and figures. So make sure to check that out. And guys, don't forget to let your geek side show.
Hey, did you like that video? Be sure to subscribe by clicking the S icon on your screen and click that bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. If you'd like more info on the items featured in this video, click the link provided under Product Info. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.